Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. If you guys haven't seen my last two videos, I do apologize for my background here. We just moved into a new house, so I don't quite have a background set up yet. So you get to deal with my super empty room at the moment. But what I'm bringing to you guys today is a very highly anticipated deck. So I've known about this deck for a long time. If you guys are brand new here, I do get sent things from Liminal 11 to review for you guys. I don't get paid by Liminal 11 in any way, so I don't want anyone to ever think that like my reviews for Liminal 11 are biased in any way. But I've been knowing about this deck for a while, okay? And I've been very highly anticipating it. I was very excited because, as you guys know, Liminal 11 thus far has done all tarot decks. They've done quite a few coloring books and like other books, but I review personally like the tarot decks here on my channel. So what I think is so very interesting is that they are coming out with an oracle deck, like just an oracle deck, okay? So the first oracle deck that we saw from Liminal 11 was in the White Newman Special Edition. They had a Golden Constellations oracle, which was drawn by Alba. Fantastic, beautiful artwork if you haven't seen the White Newman yet. And she did all of those images for Inktober and ended up turning them into an oracle deck, which was absolutely stunning, a little partner to the tarot deck, right? That was the first oracle deck we saw from Liminal 11. Now, to see just specifically an oracle deck being released as like a tarot deck in this Liminal 11 world, right? So exciting because I love, you guys already know, I love watching the growth of Liminal 11, like the journey, the evolution of what it is they're doing and changing with their decks from the inception of the modern witch, right? So everyone's always kind of asking me the same things when it comes to Liminal 11. What's going on with the cardstock? What can we see next? Are they going to be doing oracle decks? Things like that. So I do know specifically for your Seed and Sickle, which I have here, you also have a special limited edition of this one. I did see that on pre-order on Liminal 11's website. So as you guys know, I do always put that information in the description box for you guys. You can always purchase all of your tarot and everything that Liminal 11 publishes on their website. And if you are in the States or if you're in Canada, they do have separate sites for that, but the links are still through their website. So if you do go and hit the Liminal 11 website and you see this deck and you're in the US, you can still click this deck from their website, and there will be a link on there that says ships to the US, ships to Canada. And then you can shop Barnes & Noble through there, okay? So Liminal 11 does publish their stuff and send their stuff through Barnes & Noble. Sorry, I brain fart for a second. They send their stuff through Barnes & Noble to the US and Canada, okay? So I know it's Barnes & Noble through the US. So I'm going to make that point to say I haven't checked out the Canada site because I don't live in Canada. So it might be a different bookstore or whatever on Canada's website. But you can always purchase wherever you are through Liminal 11's website. You can always check out everything there, okay? So you always get the full backstory, the full everything, all of the information on Liminal 11's website. So don't worry about that. You guys already know I put all of their socials. I put all of the information of the artist on there as well. So what is so very special about this deck here is that this is a deck by Fez Inkwright, who we have seen previous on Liminal 11's website already. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Fez Inkwright published 2 other books. So I will show you guys, they have pictures of them in the guidebook in here. But this is so very exciting, my friends, because this is a horse of a different color here. If you guys are not following the information about this deck, right? You've never seen anything about this deck yet. You haven't looked at Liminal 11's website. You haven't been following Fez Inkwright in any form or fashion. You have absolutely no idea about this deck. Let me tell y'all how blown away I was opening this deck, okay? Because usually when I open a Liminal 11 deck, I open it and I have like 3 questions right out of the gate. What is special about this box? What did we do with the cardstock? And what's going on with the book? So to see this situation here today, I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't know what to do with myself there for a whole minute. I was like, how do I even talk about this? So let's go ahead. You guys already know I do have a full walkthrough of this, so if you are interested, I will link that below in the description box for you so that you can see the box and every single card, right? I don't do that in my reviews anymore, but here we go. Here's your beautiful, beautiful, stunning box. Oh my goodness, I have been so excited about this for so long, okay? Let's take a quick breath, take a quick drink of water, my friends, because we're about to embark on a journey here looking at this. First of all, how stinking cute is this barcode, right? Okay, had to point that out. So here we go with Liminal 11 with their little magnetic boxes. Again, I am never going to get tired of that because I am someone who keeps my boxes. So any little thing you add to the box makes me appreciate that deck 10 times more. But here we go, looking at this. Again, this is Liminal 11 doing cheeky stuff with their boxes, right? I love when they add all of this beautiful stuff. Here we go with this box. Oh snap, we're changing color. Okay, so in the box, I don't know if you can see it very well. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't know what to expect. And this just blew me away. Look at how stunning this is. And if you can't tell from this, look at that. For anyone who's ever purchased a Liminal 11 deck, what is that? What are we looking at here? You know as well as I do, it don't usually look like that. Oh my goodness, you guys, I didn't know what to do with myself and I don't even know how to explain this to you. There's 2 books. There's 2 books, y'all. So this, I don't know how to explain this to you guys, okay? So we're gonna look at the deck first because I have a little bit less to say about the deck than I do about this book situation. So here we go with your absolutely stunning deck, right? Fez Inkrite is just, oh, such beautiful art. Oh my goodness, okay. So definitely go hit that walkthrough if you want to see each of these cards, each of these images, just stunning, 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 right? That's all I can say is stunning. For those of you guys who are cardstock police for Liminal 11, we are working with the same, this is about the same as the Mystical Medleys. Clearly they came out about the same time, or they came to me at the same time, okay? So I know the Seed and Sickle is technically on pre-order until about November. Your Mystical Medleys was on pre-order until about October. So I think it depends where you are. I think one might come out in the UK before it comes out in the US or vice versa, okay? I never know anymore. They used to always publish it in the US first and then the UK. Sometimes they flip-flop it now. Liminal 11 keeps me on my toes every single time and I am not mad about it. So this is, again, it's the same cardstock as Mystical Medleys. So as you can see, there is a very, very, very slight matte gloss on there, which is nice. It's not like a textured matte. It's going to hold up for you there. I do want to say this could be comparable to your Lunasol or your, I would say Lunasol and New Chapter, but it is thinner than your New Chapter. I think the New Chapter was still pretty thick on the cardstock there. It looks like there are 54 cards here in this deck. So definitely if you guys just want to have a nice little walkthrough of all of those 54 images, you can do so in my walkthrough. But let's go ahead and look at these books, y'all. I don't know what we're doing with these books, and I don't know how I personally as a reader would read with all of this. There's 2 books. So one says Dawn and one says Dusk, and they're still pretty weighty little books. So I had to sit here and figure out why we have 2 books, right? because I don't know. First of all, I do want to say I appreciate the foreword from Yoshi Tani. You guys know I did just do a review of the Tarot of the Divine. I love that we have been doing forewords from other tarot tarot artists, tarot names, right? We've been seeing that a lot lately, and I love it. It's really sweet to see like we're getting the whole community involved here. And then you have your introduction here. All of these images are so stunning. You have a quick reference guide here. This is to kind of show you that there are seasons in this deck. Okay, so not only do we have 2 books, we have 4 seasons in this deck, you guys. So we start off here with spring, and then there's summer, there's fall, and there's winter. So this deck can be split into 4 parts. If you would like to read it by seasons, or if you just want to throw the whole deck together as an oracle deck and just, you know, let the divine have their way with your deck. I feel like that's personally how I would do it, because I feel like that's just too much to think about with a deck. But if you guys like the idea of having seasons, if you're a green witch and you love this, you're vibing with this, you love the seasons, you love the dawn, you love the dusk, you love all of this imagery, this botanical, you're into it, you do you, boo-boo. I'm not telling you how to do it, because that's the whole point of this deck. They want you to interpret this deck the way that you feel right interpreting this deck. So it says, I'm going to read you a little snippet here about the deck, okay? So it says, as with any oracle deck, the seed and sickle is bursting with creative ways to be read. So the deck itself is a journey through the year divided into 4 seasons, from spring's heady growth to winter's steady preparation. Every section has new levels of wisdom to impart. Choose to either take your reading from each season or shuffle the entire year and let the cards read the path for you. And individual cards can be read in 2 ways, the dawn and the dusk, the rising and the resting, providing advice for every reader, whether you are working towards a specific goal or focusing on your mental well-being. So are you starting a new project, building new relationships, or revitalizing yourself? If you're undertaking a period of expansion and growth that will benefit you further down the line, let your day brighten with the rising sun and read the dawn meanings for advice on how best to get there. This booklet contains the dawn readings, the other one contains the dusk readings, and if you're looking for advice on how to best take care of your body and mind, use the dusk booklet for a more holistic reading. Okay, so like I said, I feel like this is a deck that you have to take a real personal approach with, okay? I know some readers don't have the time, don't want to be bothered with things like that. So it depends on how you are as a reader. If you are someone like me who feels like bonding with your deck is invaluable, and the time it takes to bond with your deck is just a footnote, I think you'll be just fine with this deck. If you are someone who wants to read with your deck right out of the box, I don't know that you can deal with this deck, okay, to be honest, because this seems like you need to really get to know the book, you really need to get to know both books, and you really need to spend some good time with this deck, learning how this deck wants you to read with it before you start incorporating it in your, whether you're doing it as a companion with your tarot readings or just reading the oracle by itself, okay? I feel like it is so important, so important to get to know a deck before you start reading with it. I personally do not ever read with my deck right out of the box, ever. The only deck that I do read with right out of the box is the Rider-Waite-Smith, because it's the same deck over and over and over, just a couple different ways, right? But I just don't. With any deck, I spend weeks bonding with that deck. I spend weeks getting to know the imagery, sometimes even longer. Sometimes I'll wait months. If I go to do a tarot reading for a client or for myself, and I go to grab a deck and I feel like I'm not familiar enough with that deck or I'm not bonded enough with that deck, I'll wait. I'll make a mental note of it and I will spend more time bonding with that deck. Because as a reader, you should understand that it's going to take so much time to not only get to know your deck inside and out, but learn how it wants to be read and learn how it works best with your reading style. It's so very important, and there is just no way to shortcut that. There's not. You just have to put in the time. So that's what I feel from this deck personally, is that this is going to be a deck that you want to spend a good lot of time with. Do you like reading this in dusk and dawn format? Do you like reading it by seasons, or do you want to read it all together? What do these card meanings say to you specifically, and how do you feel you can best incorporate it in readings? So again, if you're the type of person who wants to read with it right out of the box, you just want something fast and intuitive, this might not be the deck for you, because these cards are botanical, much like the Green Witch Oracle. There's no way you could intuitively read that. I'm sorry, but there's not. You can't pick up this deck and just throw it into a tarot reading and use this like the Work Your Light Oracle, right? The Work Your Light can be used pretty much in any reading. And that's one of those beautiful ones that is just so fluid in what you can do with it. But some Oracle decks are just so specific in their use, and this is one of them. Okay, I want to make a very important note of saying that, because I'm sure I lost a lot of people with talking about 2 books. They're already gone. But for those of you guys who are still here and are still interested in what I have to say about this deck, please don't try to cut corners on spending time with this deck. Please understand, if you are buying this deck, you are buying a new friend, okay? You're basically buying a new friend that you have to spend a whole lot of time with, and you got to get to know from the very beginning, from the ground up, the ins and outs, okay? This is a very special Oracle deck, and I'm so very glad that Liminal 11 chose to embark on something like this so that I could review it for you guys, because I would have never seen something like this ever. Like, it doesn't, you don't see these things unless you're looking for them. Do you know what I mean? And this is such a revolution of an Oracle deck, where it's just endless the ways that you could read with it. And that's why I felt it was so important to give you guys that kind of big hyping up introduction to let you know, like, you gotta really spend time with this deck. This is a very special deck, okay? Very special. So I have a feeling it's going to take me a while to start learning to read with this, but if you guys are interested in seeing how I personally work with this deck, let me know below and I will do a follow-up for you guys, because I have had people ask how I read with my Liminal 11 decks, and I've done follow-up videos for each of those, how I shuffle my Liminal 11 decks, how I read with them, our specific bond, things like that. So if you guys are ever interested in those types of things with Liminal 11 decks, like if you want to follow up, I can always do that for you guys. I have absolutely no problem doing that. And it's a lot of fun to talk about those things as well, to talk about my bond with certain decks, to talk about how the energy is to me and how I read with them and things like that. But like I said, Fez Inkwright has been seen twice before with Liminal 11. So we did have the Folk Magic and Healing book and the Botanical Curses and Poisons book. So if you guys haven't seen those before, those were also published through Liminal 11 beforehand. So I will, as always, put that information down there for you guys. I'm just so interested to know what you guys think about this deck, how you feel about it. Do you think you would want to work with this deck? Because like I said, this one is still on pre-order probably until November. That's what it looked like to me, at least when I checked up on it. So I'm so blown away. I'm so blown away by this deck. As you can tell, my videos dragged on a little bit because I'm so blown away. It's not just pick up and read with it like a tarot deck, right? Because, you know, if you know your tarot deck, if you know your Rider-Waite-Smith inside and out, you can pretty much pick up any deck that is not a Thoth, Hermetic, Marseille, however you say it. If it's along the lines of a Rider-Waite-Smith, you can pretty much read with it. You just gotta like spend your time bonding with that specific deck, right? But oracle decks are always so interesting to me. I wish I had more oracle decks. I wish I had more interest in pursuing oracle decks. The reason I don't have nearly as many oracle decks as I do tarot decks is just because it takes so much time to learn to work with a specific oracle deck, to learn how that deck reads, to learn how the flow of reading with that deck works, to learn how that deck wants you to read with it, to learn how it works in specific readings, because not all tarot readings go the same way, right? My guides usually tell me which decks they want in a reading for a specific flow, for specific reading purposes. Like, I'm not a very cut and dry tarot reader where I'll say we're reading for work today, or we're reading for love, or we're reading for this specific situation. I can definitely go into a reading with those intentions, but where the guides take me on that reading is where they take me, right? So I'm just dying to know what y'all think about this deck, because I want to know how you would read with it. Now that you have a little bit of an idea of what this deck is, of the seasons, of the dusk, of the dawn, how do you think you would read with it? Okay, let me know. Whatever your thoughts are down below. I don't care if they're good, if they're bad, if you're telling me that my background's whack. I don't care. Let me know your thoughts below, because I'm so very grateful to Liminal 11, as always, for sending me, you know, their beautiful, beautiful new things, and to be able to have the opportunity to review them for you guys is just, it's amazing. Every single time I get a new deck, I'm like, oh, they still love me. That's nice. Thank you. So it's always so great to me. If you guys haven't seen my Mystical Medleys review before this one, go check that out. Mystical Medleys is on pre-order until the beginning of October, the last I've seen it, so that should be coming out soon. I didn't anticipate that one until November either, so I'm so shocked that they came to me now in September. I think they might have released them in the UK first. I never know anymore. Liminal 11 keeps me on my toes, so thank you Liminal 11. Thank you to all the beautiful people at Liminal 11 for all your beautiful hard work on all of these amazing decks. Thank you to the artists for all of these amazing, beautiful decks. And thank you to all of you guys who stuck around with me until the end. If you made it to the end, please give me a big old thumbs up. You know, that helps me out so very much, and it's a free way that you can support my channel. And definitely hit my link tree in the description box below. That has all of my links in there, all of my socials. If you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you want to join my Facebook tarot group, Tarot Readers Unite, I kind of just like sharing memes in there with friends who like also sharing tarot memes, so that's why that group exists right now. And I want to let you guys know also my Amazon wish lists are back up. So my tarot and oracle wish list, as well as my book wish list, those are back up and set up with my new address, so you guys can start sending things again if you want me to review for you. And my shop is still going to be on hold for a little while, so maybe another week or two, while I am moving boxes and while I'm getting my life set up. As you can see, everything's kind of empty. My closet's filled with boxes, my daughter's room is filled with boxes, the garage is filled with boxes, so I'm just trying to get everything in its place, everything put together before I even like start thinking about taking orders again. But thank you guys so very much for all of your beautiful continued support. You guys know I'm so very grateful for each and every one of you, all of your amazing interactions when you guys hang out with me on Instagram or TikTok, and whenever you guys find me and say, hey, I saw you on YouTube and I just wanted to come hang out with you, or just kind of wanted to come say hi or whatever. It always means so much to me, because now we are past 1,000 subs, which is so amazing. And I cannot wait to start making that background into tarot bags. You guys have no idea. Like, I've been thinking about it every single day since we moved in. I just want to make my tarot bags. I want to be done with packing and moving and unpacking and more moving. I just want to start making things again. So thank you so much, you guys. I really hope that wherever you are when this video reaches you, you have a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Namaste.